Hello, everyone. I'm Al Neely. Welcome to ListenUp Podcast. And today we have author Toni B. She's a poet and she's written a book called Run Away Home. Toni is a resident of Virginia Beach, and she came here through the Midwest. And in her book, she talks about just different areas and periods of her life. And it's an amazing book. It's all done in a poetic narrative, and I love that about the book. So it's so creative. But if you met her, that's exactly how she is. So the book is exactly how Toni is. So tell us, Toni, why do you write?
It's something I've always done. It's just been a part of my life forever. But more recently, I did write a small poem to explain that, and I don't think I can say it any better than I did in that poem. And it goes like this. I don't write for the stage. I don't write for the page. I don't write to make you feel any kind of way. I write because I don't know what else to do. To give voice to the spaces in my life where I was mute, to make sense of the equations that didn't compute, to understand where the lies became my truth. I write, I write, I write.
Oh,
And from what I can tell, I've got a lot more writing to do.
oh, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, your book,
Yes.
Runaway Home,
Yes.
the inspiration for it. And then I just want to talk about things that were inspiring you through your life to write about the book. So let's just start with the inspiration for the book.
I've, like I said, I have always been a writer.
Yes.
I did not always aspire to write a book, but my husband passed away, and I had all of this experience that I didn't know what to do with, and the idea came to me to put it in a book because writing is my purest form of communication and processing. It's how I process life. The original book I thought I was going to write is not this book. The title is the same. The underlying theme is the same. But the content is not the same as what I originally thought I was going to write. What I learned is that I couldn't write about us, my husband and I. It took too much supposition. I could not be a voice for him because I was not him. We were us, but I was not him. And so I had to eventually find my own voice before I could put the book together. And in doing so, I also had to get to a place where not only did I have my voice, but I had an understanding of my choices. And this is the underlying theme of this book is healing. It's my journey of healing to the point that this book took me. And in order to do that, I had to learn that I had to accept my role in all of the things that happened in my life and my choices within them. So there's acknowledging, yes, this happened, and this is how I accepted it at the time. And now that I have more experience, I can see it differently.
Okay.
So then it's not always, I often say about my book, it's my truth, but it's not the truth. Because for every other person involved in any of these situations, they have a whole different truth. And it is just as valid.
Okay.
But a lot of the things I learned in childhood.
Okay.
When you learn things at the age of 4 and 8 and 18, you learn them with the capacity that you have at the time.
Right. So when did your husband is not with us?
Right.
When did he pass?
He passed away June 11th, 2008.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And you started writing the book when?
Well, the concept for the book started to form in 2009. The title, the underlying theme. It wasn't until I got to Virginia Beach and started performing my poetry on stages and had a community to work within that the actual structure took place. I met James Wilson of Wider Perspective Publishing.
Yeah.
We call him Teach.
Yep.
And we sat down and he said, I see your poetry in these different things. And when he said that, I was like, oh, I know exactly how to put this together now.
Yeah.
So it was the 4 sections: family, relationships, grief, and then the title section, Runaway Home. And it has an underlying theme of acceptance, forgiveness, healing, and love, which I'm still working on all of it.
Yeah,
It's,
I mean,
that's a
that's
lifelong journey.
Absolutely,
So-
we are grow. So you came from the Midwest,
Yes.
and where exactly?
I'm born and raised in Northwest Ohio.
Okay.
Williams County was my first home.
What was that like, and how long were you there?
It was a different time.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
It was a different time. So life was much simpler in some ways.
Yeah.
There was, I grew up in a small town and graduated from the same high school my mother did.
Oh, wow.
So there was, you knew your neighbors.
Uh-huh.
You looked out for one another.
Yeah.
If you did something wrong, your parents were going to find out because they worked like that.
Yeah.
But also we had a freedom that is no longer part of society as I can see.
Yeah. There was a little bit of innocence back then.
Yes, there was.
Right.
There's so much information available to everybody now that we had to consult a encyclopedia or
I know.
wait or
Right.
There's pluses and minuses to both of them.
Yeah.
But it's a place that gave me structure,
Yeah.
but also a place I didn't fit, if that makes
You
sense.
talk about that in the book.
I talk about that in
Yeah.
the book, yes.
So you didn't fit. Obviously, all of these things inspired you to write.
Yes.
When did you actually leave and come to the Virginia Beach area?
Well, I came to Virginia Beach in 2020.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So that was 12 years after your husband had passed, right?
That's
11?
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
fill us in from that time. You know?
Well, there's a lot
What
of things.
was your journey like?
It's hard to put into just a few words. I'm going to try very hard.
Right.
After
And then talk about how that inspired you with the book itself.
Yes.
Yes.
So after my husband died, my father was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh my.
And so I had a season, and I was not at all prepared for any of that. And then in 2013, my father passed. And so my foundation was shaken. I reinvented myself first. I opened a restaurant, and I put all the love that I didn't have a place to put into food.
Yeah. And
But
that's something I think we often do when we run into tragedy and mourning. We have to take ourselves out of the situation and then put it in something that we can feel like we're part of, right?
That's right.
And you lost a lot.
I lost a lot.
Yeah.
But, we all have losses.
Right.
It's no more or less
That's
than...
the importance of someone reading the book.
That's right.
Right. Go ahead.
I think that's the appeal of the book, is
Right.
that it's reachable.
Yeah.
It's human. But after my restaurant, I lost everything with my restaurant, which also meant I lost my husband again, because everything that I put into it, he left me, and I lost everything. And
Was
that's
that
okay.
your ultimate, your guys' plan, ultimate goal to do that, or?
Oh no, no. That was he was far more sensible.
Oh, okay.
I'm the risk taker, and I bet on myself, and I am so grateful that I did.
Yes.
It was such a beautiful experience in so many ways. I don't have a regret there.
Right.
I just have a learning there. And I'm continuing to learn from it, which is great. And then I relocated to Northwest Indiana, where my husband was from. And I got a job in a restaurant. I worked as a sauté cook. And
Oh, so that's something you didn't share with. You can cook, huh?
I did. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Okay.
And so I was working there when we closed for COVID. And then I was off work for 3.5 months, me and the rest of the world.
Yes.
And I had time, and I started writing again, and I was reading, and I was writing, and I was listening, which I hadn't had time to do or given myself time to do. And I had a piece that I wrote while I was in Indiana. It's in the book. And when I started writing it, I only had one line. I did not know where it was going to take me. And the one line was, there once was a girl who didn't know her own strength. And by the time I got done writing that piece, I was in tears. I was just sobbing. And I knew I could no longer stay there. I had to go. So I got rid of everything that didn't fit in my car, that I couldn't lift by myself. I drove 1,000 miles from Gary, Indiana, to be by the ocean. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to live. I had $4,000 of COVID unemployment to my name.
Oh,
and I
my.
rolled up on the beach, and I said, I don't have a reservation, and I need a room. And they said, how long are you staying with us? I said, I have no idea. I don't know. And now it's been just over 5 years. It was August 11th, 2020 when I pulled up. And now I have this book. I have my own space to live finally, after having to be with other people while I rebuilt. And I have absolutely no idea where it's taking me. I just know that if I show up and I respond in kind, then everything's going to be okay.
Right. And that's what you live by every day.
That's right.
So where would you say you are with your well-being? I mean, when did you start first of all, let me start. When did you start with the spoken poetry? Because you do perform, right? So when did you start with that?
I met a performer, and I had shared a piece. It's not in the book. It's called Blank Page, and just a little snippet of, you say I didn't ask for this, son. No one ever did. This life is a precious gift, so what you gonna do with it? No one asked to be here. Then again, maybe we did. But here we are together, time to learn and time to live. You've got your own blank page, son. How you gonna fill it? Stories do not write themselves. You got to go and live it.
Yeah.
I shared that, and then I was encouraged to get on a stage. And I'm like, who wants to hear this? I mean, it's just me doing my thing. But I found that the venue on 35th Street, they had a stage for me.
Yeah.
And their slogan is, all are welcome who come in peace. And the first poem that I ever performed on stage is in the book. And it's called The F Word.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
And it was great because the last feature I did, it was also at the venue on 35th.
Okay.
And I did that. I said the first poem I did on the stage was this poem, and I did that poem. And then I explained that that poem was monumental in my healing process. And it also allowed me to dig deeper into some of the things that I ingested as truth that maybe weren't. And allowed me to write a lot of other poems to work through some of the things that I believed as a younger person. And had me look at them with experience and maybe a little more kindness and accept my role in all of that. And then I said, the greatest thing I can say about that poem is I don't need it anymore.
So it was for that particular period in your life?
So, well, for me, the writing is how I'm processing
Okay.
what I think I've learned.
Right.
The performing is confessing.
Oh, okay.
And once I've performed it to the point where it actually takes root and action, I don't need to perform it anymore. It's done its job for me. And this is my healing journey, so that's what I'm doing with it.
Yes. So did the poetry come first, or did the book come first, or was it all tied at the same time? Was it?
Poetry has been part of my life as long as I can remember.
Oh, okay.
I do not remember a time of not writing.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's in my family too. My mother's father was a poet. I have several aunts that they are no longer, but they wrote some beautiful poems. There's a lot of music in my family. There's a lot of creativity in my family. So I come by it honestly, but it's just rooted in who I am. So the book, this is just a few. I have so many that some I haven't even shared, because that takes a vulnerability as well. You know, when there are different kinds of writers. My Instagram tag is raw data blogger.
Okay.
Because that's what my writing is. It's my raw data. There are some writers who are far more articulate and far more technical in their writing. They can do some beautiful things. I'm not that person.
Yeah, well,
But
you,
mine is authentic in a
I
way.
think your art is sort of like your signature.
Yes.
So when I listen to a drummer, I can tell who's drumming after hearing them for a
Sure.
few sessions. I can tell you who exactly it is. Take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen Up with your host, Al Neely. You can catch reels as they come available. Become part of the conversation and follow me on IG at Listen Up For You, as well as Facebook at Let's Talk About It, Listen Up, and on TikTok at ListenUp Podcast Al Neely. Follow me, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. So anything you do with art is just an expression of yourself. And it's difficult for you to try to compare yourself to other people.
Oh, I couldn't.
Because it's an expression of who you are.
Right.
Right. So your book is exactly an expression of who you are during each one of those periods in your life.
That's right.
Right. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, but anyway,
Yeah.
so it took you. You started the book. It took a while to write the book, right? I don't. I think people don't realize sometimes you go away from it. You started and then you go away. How long did it
I
take?
don't think that people who aren't who have
Writers.
other ways of expression,
Right.
I don't think they're automatically understand the creative process.
Right.
The creative process is not defined, and you can't force it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to allow it, and it comes in waves. There will be times where you just write, because you've just got to get it out. And there are times where you have to reflect. And it's just not a defined process. So like I said, the initial idea for Runaway Home came to me in 2009. I made the statement, I'm going to write a book. It's going to be called Runaway Home.
Mm-hmm.
And then life and work and change and I started writing that book. I still have that start. It was going to be a memoir. But that's not my voice. My voice is this. And until I had clarity, once I had written some of these poems and performed some of these poems,
Mm-hmm.
and then sat down with the publisher, and Teach said, I keep hearing you, and they fall into these categories. Once I had the categories, family, relationship, grief, and Runaway Home, then I knew how to pull it together. Then I knew which poems to include. And then it came together fairly quickly. But until I had the clarity of the design, I was just writing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. The title, how'd you come up with that?
I'm not really certain. It just, when I don't know, I have to say it was divine.
Okay.
Because running, a lot of people would look at my departure from the Midwest and say I was just running away. That's okay. But I was running too. And the ocean is something that I've always known I had to be near.
Why is that?
I don't know. I remember just being young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 6. And I saw a picture of myself as an adult on the East Coast by the ocean. Never seen the ocean. I didn't know anything about the ocean. It is something in me that I just knew that I needed. And I denied that for a long time because life happened elsewhere. And when I finally had the time to breathe and to choose, I said, I can't ignore myself anymore. So for me, home is not necessarily a place. People ask me, how do you like Virginia Beach? I don't know. I live here, yes, but I live here because the ocean. Because the ocean. And home that I'm looking for is right here, no matter what the city is called. It's finding self and becoming. Once in therapy, I was given a line that I revert to often. You are a human being, not a human doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed the ocean to be. I'd done a lot of things.
Do you find that's a place that I don't know, when you're writing, can you kind of give us an idea of, do you go sit by the ocean and you write, or is that something that helps
Sometimes I have.
calm you down and get you in a
The
state of
ocean will-
mind that you want to create?
The ocean will reset you.
Okay, and that's what it does for
resets
you.
your heart.
Yes.
If you just sit there and listen to it and get into rhythm with that,
Yeah.
it will just center you.
Okay, so we're gonna.
I don't require being right at the ocean to write because, sand and paper and wind and,
Yeah.
But I find that the inspiration for writing comes in the moments where something is said or done or thought, and it's like, oh, those aha moments
Mm-hmm.
of, oh, I didn't recognize that before. I got to process this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's gotten to the point where I'll have some coworkers, I'll say something and they're like, it's a poem coming there, isn't it? I was like, I think so. I think I have to work through this. Yeah. So it's reprocessing things that you thought you knew.
Yes.
And you did. But we learn everything deeper. With more experience, we learn it in new levels. That's the whole scales off the eyelids thing,
Mm-hmm.
You know something, but you don't know it to the depth that you're going to know it.
Right.
And the writing helps me get the depth that I might have been missing.
That's interesting. Very interesting. So now we're going to have people that are in the Midwest, in the middle of the country, listening to us. Like, oh man, I got to get to the ocean.
No, I own my journey.
Yeah.
I needed to be by the ocean. Some people need the mountain. Some people need the desert. We're all different.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But the journey we're on is a deeply personal one that overlaps. And so it's the listening to that still small voice inside. And it's incredibly difficult to do because we have all of this exterior noise to sift through. This is what success looks like. This is what you need to have to be happy. I can tell you, you don't need anything to be happy. I can tell you that because I've had everything and nothing. And
So what makes you happy today?
happiness. So I distinguish between happiness and joy. I have joy in my heart. And happiness is more of an emotion Joy is more of a way of being. There are things that will contribute to your happiness, and that's great. Most often, the real happiness, the real joy, comes from the connections you make with other human beings. And being grateful for the journey. There's something. My husband died of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
My husband died in my arms because
Oh, my.
I promised him he'd never be alone. That's a very difficult journey.
Yeah.
However, throughout that journey, there were so many blessings. And it doesn't really matter what difficulty you're going through. It matters if you can see the blessings in all of it. It's hard to do sometimes. We all have our moments. But if at your center you know you have this life and you have been given so many gifts, if you can have that joy at the end of the day and say, yes, I'm still here and I'm still contributing something good and I'm going to get better. So I think there's definitely a need to have faith in the journey.
Is that what you would tell everyone that may be challenged at a period of their life, that I guess the value is in the journey? And what would you tell people that are in different stages of their lives? Because everyone's journey is different. Right?
Everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I am able to give a blanket statement that applies universally, other than we have the ability to make good choices. And we have to own that. There are situations that are inflicted on us. And I will not diminish that.
That's life.
That is correct.
We all have to experience that.
That is
right?
correct.
Yes.
I won't diminish that at all.
Right.
It's completely a valid thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just, what are you going to do with it? Because that's your choice. Stay, go, accept, reject, believe, not believe. I did an entire set once. And it's several poems in context. One of the concepts that I have a problem with is the objectification of women. Okay, that's a big deal with me.
Yeah.
However, in my set, there was a lot of contributing factors that make that an issue for me. They started when I was 4. Okay, I was too young to process it.
Okay.
Didn't understand it. Didn't get it. Bought it, though. Bought the subscription. Signed myself up. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I have to accept that. I bought into it. I believed it. But I have a choice. I don't have to believe it anymore. Like one of the poems where I acknowledge that I bought into that philosophy is in the book. It's called Paper Plate. I bought into it. I signed up for the subscription and I kept it coming. And I could look at that and say, look what they did to me. Or I can say, I'm not signing up for that subscription anymore. I do not have to continue to buy the subscription for the service that is not honoring my life. That does not mean that the subscription isn't still out there. It means I don't have to have that subscription. So if you look at the ideas that you ingest, we all have reasons for ingesting them.
Mm-hmm.
They were served up on a platter in some kind of way. And we're like, oh, well, because it's you, I accept it. But we don't have to continue to sign up for the things that don't serve our greater good. So I've even gone so far as to say I'm canceling my subscription to a divide and conquer agenda.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
See,
I don't have to
good,
have that
useful.
be my choice.
That's good, useful thought for someone.
Mm-hmm. But it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And not everybody is at a space yet where they can choose that. No, it's coming.
Yeah.
And I hope that you get there. But I have to heal in my journey. And then everybody else is in different places, in different times with different things that have shaped their worldview.
Yeah.
And we're all a part of it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes is from Yogi Berra. If it was a perfect world, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's it. All I can do is compete with yesterday's version of me.
Yeah. So if someone's on IG, they can find you at
Raw Data Blogger.
Raw Data Blogger. Okay.
Yep.
And your book is purchased. It's able to be purchased on Amazon, right?
Yes.
Download it. That's how I was able to read it. So.
Yes. It's also in a couple of local bookstores, Eleanor's in Norfolk, and another one that I forget. I need to be better about that.
Okay.
And then like on Amazon, you can get paperback, Kindle, or audiobook.
Yeah.
And the audiobook has an encore section of bonus poems that are not in the printed version.
I would probably recommend that. That would be really, really interesting to listen to.
And it's in my voice. So I went to the studio. I did my reading. So you're getting the emotion that I have for each of the poems. And I hope that if you choose to, it's something that will serve you well.
Okay. Yes. So I'm going to ask you and put you on the spot here and just give us spoken word to take us off. You have something for us?
I'm going to just do a short one, if that's okay.
Okay, let's do it.
It's 4 lines, but it's what I try to live by right now.
Okay.
There's a grain of truth in so many things.
Right.
Let a grain of salt be our seasoning. Let's not give ourselves to extremes.
Yeah.
Find the love in everything.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. There we have it. So we'll catch you next time on Listen Up. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'm going to ask you to click on the links below. Follow, subscribe, become part of the conversation. And remember, listen up.